Sophie did everything right, or at least that is what she believed. She went to school, earned good grades, and followed the path everyone said would lead to stability. When she got her first job, she felt proud holding her salary alert, proof that life was finally beginning. She promised herself she would work hard, save consistently, and one day become financially secure. For a while, it seemed like the plan was working. Each month she paid her bills, helped her family when needed, and rewarded herself with small comforts. A better phone one year, a nicer apartment the next, occasional trips, new clothes, and dinners that made her feel like she was progressing in life. But 5 years passed and something felt wrong. Her salary had increased, yet her stress had increased too. She was earning more than ever, but her account balance never reflected it. Every month ended the same way, with calculations, adjustments, and promises that the next season would be better. One evening, while visiting an old friend, she noticed something different. Her friend wasn't necessarily earning much more than she was, yet his life felt calmer. He talked about investments, side income, and plans that stretched years ahead. Sophie realized she had never thought that far. She had only been thinking month to month. That night, she asked herself a difficult question. Why was she working so hard but not moving forward? The answer did not arrive immediately. It came slowly, in uncomfortable realizations. Sophie understood that the reason most people never become rich is not because they are lazy. It is because they live reactively instead of intentionally. For years, she had allowed life to decide where her money went. Rent increased, so she adjusted. Friends upgraded their lifestyles, so she followed. Stress appeared, so she spent for comfort. She never truly designed her financial life. She simply responded to it. This pattern felt normal because everyone around her lived the same way. Another truth became clear. Most people focus on income but ignore structure. Sophie had always believed that once she earned enough, everything would fall into place. But each raise had simply expanded her lifestyle instead of strengthening her future. Her money grew, but her direction did not. She also realized that many people confuse looking stable with being stable. She had spent years building an image of progress while neglecting actual progress. Nice things made her feel successful, but they did not make her secure. The biggest realization came when she looked at her habits honestly. Rich people, she noticed, did not only work for money. They made money work for them. They built assets, learned financial skills, and created systems that kept growing even when they were resting. Sophie, on the other hand, had only been trading time for salary. When she stopped working, her income stopped too. That was the moment everything changed. She did not quit her job. She did not make a dramatic move. Instead, she started small. She tracked every expense for a month and saw patterns she had ignored for years. She separated spending that built her future from spending that only made her feel better temporarily. Then she made one decision that felt simple but powerful. Instead of waiting to save what was left, she saved first and adjusted the rest of her life around it. That single shift forced her to become intentional. She also invested in learning, not in random trends, but in skills that could increase her income and understanding of money. Slowly, she started a small side service based on something she already knew how to do. The income was tiny at first, but it gave her something more valuable than cash. It gave her control. Months later, Sophie noticed something surprising. Her life had not become luxurious overnight, but it had become calmer. She felt less trapped by unexpected expenses. She felt more aware of where her money was going. And for the first time, she felt like her future was something she was building, not something she was waiting for. She realized then that most people will never be rich because they never pause long enough to change direction. They keep running on the same path, hoping speed will eventually replace strategy. Wealth rarely comes from effort alone. It comes from aligned effort. It comes from decisions repeated consistently. It comes from choosing long-term growth over short-term appearance. Sophie's story did not end with instant wealth. It ended with something more powerful: clarity. And clarity changed how she made every decision after that. Years later, her life looked completely different. Not because she had chased money obsessively, but because she had learned to give it purpose. If this story made you reflect on your own financial journey and you want more practical, relatable lessons on money, wealth building, and financial growth, subscribe to the channel and follow for more videos like this. Each video is designed to help you think differently, act intentionally, and build a future that moves from survival to stability, and from stability to real freedom. Because the truth is, most people will never be rich, not because they cannot be, but because they never change the way they think, plan, and act with money. And the moment you decide to change that, your story can begin to change too.